What if I said there's a time-tested method used by Roman emperors to forge unbreakable mental toughness? It's available to you, completely free. The method is called Stoicism, a 2,000-year-old philosophy that equips you with tools to make your mind as strong as iron and as resilient as steel. In this video, we're going to explore exactly how you can apply it to develop the kind of mental toughness that changes your life and helps you start winning. Stoicism is a hands-on framework, a mental toolkit built through real-world challenges and designed to be unshakable from the ground up. But here's where most people get it wrong. They assume mental toughness means clenching your jaw and pushing through using sheer willpower. The problem? Willpower is limited, it burns out. And once it does, you're left exposed. Stoicism takes a different route. Instead of brute strength, it cultivates true resilience through three essential skills: emotional intelligence, rational thinking, and acting in line with virtue. Picture it this way: willpower is a sprint that leaves you drained. Stoicism is endurance training, building strength with every obstacle you face. Here's how that looks in real life. Imagine getting hit with sharp criticism at work. The tough it out method says to ignore it and push through. The Stoic path: first, you pause. You step back and assess the feedback with clarity. Is it valid? If so, use it to grow. If not, understand that it reflects more on the critic than on you. Either way, you're choosing your response, not reacting blindly. That's the critical difference. Blind reaction versus thoughtful resilience. One makes you brittle, the other makes you stronger every time. At the core of Stoic toughness is one powerful truth. You don't control what happens, but you absolutely control how you respond. Most people burn through their energy trying to control what's beyond them: mother's opinions, traffic, weather, the past. Stoics do the opposite. They focus all their effort on what they can control: their thoughts, actions, and character. And that's what turns roadblocks into training grounds. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" when things go wrong, a Stoic asks, "How can I use this to become stronger?" That one mental shift changes everything. Say you lose your job. Panic is a common reaction, but a Stoic flips the script. What doors might this open? How can I use this time to pursue work that actually fits my values? Marcus Aurelius said it best: what stands in the way becomes the way. Your response, not the event, is where your true power lives. Building mental toughness begins with dropping the victim mindset. Real toughness can't coexist with self-pity. When life throws a curveball, land it will. The reflex might be to complain, blame, or spiral. But that's exactly the time to stop and shift your perspective. Instead of seeing every obstacle as a wall, ask, what chance does this give me to grow? What lesson can I take from this? Marcus Aurelius framed it perfectly in Meditations. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The thing that seems to block your progress often is the path forward. That ability to reframe, right there's where your potential lies. It's the power to choose your attitude, your behavior, your growth. This is what real resilience looks like. This is Stoicism converting hardship into strength. Now, let's go a little deeper into something counterintuitive: how Stoics deal with anxiety. Most people try to stay positive by avoiding negative thoughts. Stoics do the opposite. They use negative visualization. They deliberately imagine worst-case scenarios to take the sting out of fear. Why does this work? Because anxiety feeds on uncertainty. When fears are vague, they grow into monsters. but negative visualization brings them into the light. Once examined, they're often manageable or at least survivable. Here's how to use it. Say you've got a major presentation. Don't just picture success. Ask yourself, what if the tech fails? What if someone asks a tough question? What if I mess up a slide? Then build your responses. Test the equipment. Rehearse difficult sections. Prepare for likely questions. That's how you bulletproof yourself against panic. You've already lived through the worst in your mind and survived. Seneca called this rehearsing difficulties. He advised that we regularly picture exile, shipwreck, war, loss, not to wallow, but to prepare. It's a way to build resilience before life throws the punch. But toughness isn't only about managing fear, it's about embodying virtue. And for Stoics, virtue isn't abstract. It's the bedrock of mental strength. Why does virtue matter? Because living virtuously means acting according to reason and what's good, not reacting to fear, anger, or fleeting pleasure. It's about living with intention and integrity. If your decisions are driven by impulse, you're tossed around by life's chaos. But if you anchor your actions in wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, you become stable no matter the storm. So how do we build virtue? It begins with conviction. Ask yourself, who do I want to be? What values define me? Write it down. Reflect honestly. That's step one. But it doesn't stop there. Knowing what's right isn't enough. You've got to do what's right consistently. Each day presents chances to practice a tough conversation. That's courage. Feeling frustrated, that's a moment for moderation. See someone in need, that's your cue to show justice. Start small. Pick one virtue to focus on each week. At night, reflect. Where did I show up well? Where can I improve? That's how you build strength, not all at once, but step by step. Perhaps the most radical idea in Stoicism is Amor Fati, love your fate. It doesn't mean being passive or accepting injustice. It means embracing everything life throws at you as raw material for growth. Most people wear themselves out fighting reality, wishing things were different. Stoics accept life as it is and ask, how can I use this? As Epictetus taught, don't seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish for things to happen. As they do, and your life will flow smoothly. Instead of resisting life's current, what if you moved with it? Even heartbreak, loss, and failure can be teachers if you let them. Think about a breakup. Initial emotions, pain, frustration, sadness, but then ask, what insight can I gain? How can this experience shape me into someone stronger? Use your mind, use your reason to transform setbacks into strength. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity for resilience, for wisdom, for growth. Epictetus again, wish for things to happen as they do. Not because everything is good, but because everything can be used for good. This mindset shifts everything. You stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable. You grow more grounded, more adaptive, more mentally tough. You learn to see the value in every experience, even the hidden ones. And that brings us to the power of presence. Being fully present is key to Stoic strength. The formula is simple. Stay grounded in the present moment, and you eliminate anxiety about the future and regret over the past. Want a practice? Try mindful observation. Watch your thoughts and feelings. Rise but don't get caught in them. Picture a river, your thoughts and emotions, leaves on the water. Notice them, acknowledge them, but don't chase them. When anger flares, don't fight it, just say, I'm feeling anger. That alone creates space. That space gives you control. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman ... on what's right in front of you." He wasn't meditating on a mountaintop. He was leading armies and ruling an empire. If he could do it, so can you. Stay present. It builds calm. It builds toughness. And when life hits hard, as it will, the Stoics had a system for responding without falling apart. Feeling stuck, overwhelmed, Stoicism says, take action, any action. Movement creates momentum. It shifts you from victim to participant. Insulted, pause, ask, is there truth here I can learn from? If not, why give it power? Your self-worth doesn't come from others. It comes from your character, from your values. Marcus reminded himself daily, expect interference, ingratitude, rudeness, not to become bitter, but to stay grounded. Epictetus put it plainly, how long will you wait before you demand the best of yourself? That's what this whole system is. About not chasing perfection, but building inner strength one decision, one moment at a time. You will face loss. That's inevitable. But Stoicism gives us a roadmap for dealing with it. Lose a possession, feel the sting. But then remember, you still have your skills, your experience, your relationships. Things can be replaced. Your inner resources cannot. Seneca warned, you act like mortals in what you fear, and like immortals in what you desire. Reflect on that. Today's pain is temporary. What you build through it is lasting. So begin. Reflect each morning. Set your intentions. Prepare mentally. For the hits, practice mindful action through the day. At night, review what went well, what didn't, what tasks